Please welcome the class of 2025, being led into the stadium by our esteemed faculty.
好， Mr. President, as Faculty Marshal, I have the honor to declare the 127th commencement of Carnegie Mellon University, as authorized by the Board of Trustees, to be in session.
Please rise, if you are able, for the singing of our national anthem by Aaliyah Quill, who is graduating today with her Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in vocal performance, earning both university and college honors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Please welcome the Reverend Jennifer McCurry, Carnegie Mellon University's Coordinator of Religious and Spiritual Life.
Congratulations, class of 2025. You have been working for years toward this moment. When you first came to CMU, what were you expecting? Perhaps an excellent education, incredible challenges, or a new intellectual adventure. This university promised that you would be empowered with information, tools, experiences, and a network of relationships that would all prepare you to be a leader in your field. Courage may not have been on your list of hopes when you first came here, but it seems essential now. Every day, the news reminds us of ways that we as individuals, scholars, or institutions are called to be courageous about what is good and right. Psychiatrist, executive coach, and business consultant Mark Golston said, "Know what's important and what isn't. Have the wisdom to know the right thing to do, the integrity to do it, and the character to stand up to those who don't, and the courage to stop those who won't." During our time here at CMU, we gather expertise in our fields and wisdom about what is right. We integrate our careful studies, wisdom received from teachers, mentors, and elders, and the creativity and boldness that we have witnessed in the people around us. We grow in integrity, character, and courage amid challenges we have faced with steadfastness and resiliency. Through our curiosity about what is and our collective dreaming about what could be. Today, you are being honored for your hard work and dedication and all that you have accomplished in your education. As you leave this place, may you bear this degree as a sign of the courage that you have developed, the wisdom growing in you, and hope of continued strength for the challenging times to come. Thank you.
Please welcome the chair of the Carnegie Mellon University Board of Trustees, David Coulter.
Good morning. It's a real pleasure to kick this off this morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, welcome to the 127th commencement of Carnegie Mellon University. My name is David Coulter, and it is my great honor to serve as the university's board chair. Commencement is one of the most special days each year at Carnegie Mellon. Today, we're thrilled to celebrate the extraordinary graduates of the class of 2025. It's great to see the literally thousands of participants and guests here in Gesling Stadium in Pittsburgh. And there are many more tuning in via streaming. So I also want to send a special greeting to the students, faculty, and loved ones from Carnegie Mellon's other locations around the world, including Qatar, Rwanda, and Silicon Valley. Welcome. You've accomplished a great deal. You have completed your degree, which, although you might not recognize it now, but I will predict to be one of the most consequential foundations of your life and career moving forward. The degree demonstrates that you've accumulated deep knowledge within your field, or maybe even fields, but it represents so much more. Days and nights of hard work, success, failure, comeback, creativity, dedication, and growth. As Tartans, you are equipped to make a positive impact in our society and in our world. As you begin the next chapter of your life, whether that's employment, further education, service, or whatever path you choose, you carry with you all that you've developed here. Expertise in your field of study, valuable skills to foster collaborations and create relationships with people whose experiences and backgrounds are different than your own, and a broadened worldview that allows you to be open to new perspectives of others, but also of yourself. Today, we celebrate you and all you have achieved at CMU. Your Tartan affiliation will bring you distinction and open doors. A Carnegie Mellon degree and your relationships with this incredible community will create opportunities for the rest of your life. You represent an institution and a brand that are truly global today. And so I hope you continue our university's founding principle of always doing the work that matters. We need your energy in an increasingly tumultuous world. So we're proud of you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations, and let's give everyone a round of applause, please. I want to offer our congratulations as well to the many friends, family members, mentors, faculty, coaches, staff, and others who have helped our class of 2025 graduates succeed. I think our students would agree that they couldn't have done it without you. Please join me in thanking the many supporters. And one more round of applause. On this Mother's Day, I'd like us... On this Mother's Day, I'd especially like to acknowledge all of the mothers, grandmothers, stepmothers, adopted mothers, and mothers-in-law. So let's give it another hand for the mothers. As trustees, it is our job to uphold the university's values and to support CMU in advancing its mission to make a transformative impact on society through education, research, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Several trustees have joined us on the platform this morning, and I'd like to ask them to rise. Thank you. And finally, at this time, it's my privilege to introduce the leader of this great institution. Please welcome the 10th president of Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Farnam Jahanian.
Well, first of all, David, thank you for all that you do for Carnegie Mellon. We're so grateful for your dedication to CMU, and on behalf of our entire university community, I wish to extend my gratitude to all of our trustees for their service, passion, and commitment to Carnegie Mellon. Once again, please join me thanking David and our trustees for all they do for CMU. Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to be with you on this special day. I've done 10 of these, and I got to tell you, this morning as I was walking in, I had tears in my eyes. And it's just so wonderful to see all of our graduates, faculty, staff, and of course the family members. And congratulations to our graduating class of 2025. I have a question for you. Are you excited to be here? Well, that was pretty good. What do you think, David? Now, the board chair thinks we can do better. Okay, let me ask that again. Are you excited to be here? Much better, much better. Commencement. I guess I did encourage you to do this, didn't I? All right. Commencement is an incredibly special time, and we are all grateful for this opportunity to gather as a community. This year marks Carnegie Mellon's 125th anniversary, and we're planning to celebrate all year long. To our graduating students, it's been a thrill to watch you grow and develop into the scholars you are now. And it's an absolute joy to honor your achievements today. I would like to extend a warm welcome to your families, members, and loved ones who are shared in your accomplishments. And I would especially like to echo David Coulter's warm wishes to all the mothers joining us today. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Let me also offer my congratulations to faculty, staff, and senior leadership of the university who have guided our students along the way. Your commitment to their success is unparalleled, and your contributions are absolutely vital to advancing our university's education and research missions. At this time, I invite our faculty, staff, and university leadership to please stand if you're able to be recognized, whether you're there or on the stage. Will faculty, staff please stand to be recognized? Thank you. It is now my pleasure to recognize the faculty members who have recently accepted the emeriti status. Like all of our educators, these distinguished individuals are innovators, scientists, artists, and above all, teachers. They have enriched our university by supporting and guiding our students and by realizing a record of exceptional scholarship. Would the emeriti faculty who are present this morning please stand if you're able to be recognized? Next, I would like to acknowledge the faculty members who have been newly honored with the title of University Professor. Being appointed a university professor is one of the highest distinctions that a university faculty member can receive. Receiving this rank confers both honor and obligations onto recipients and denotes a legacy of exceptional contribution to education, artistic creativity, and/or research. Would the university professors who are present this morning please stand if you're able to be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. At this point, I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, Joanna Lovering. Joanna is the president of our Alumni Association Board, a member of our Board of Trustees, and a graduate of Carnegie Mellon. She's also the founder of Copper and Rise, a consulting firm devoted to helping organizations engage, develop, and retain women leaders. A sought-after leadership development expert, Joanna has partnered with a diverse roster of companies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Joanna Lovering to the podium. Joanna.
Hello, class of 2025. All right. Look at you sitting there today after all the papers, all the projects, the performances, the labs, the sleepless nights, the moments you weren't so sure you were going to pull it off, but you did. At Carnegie Mellon, nothing is handed to you. You earn it. And today, you've earned every bit of this celebration. Oh, yeah. Today, you officially join a community of more than 130,000 Carnegie Mellon alumni around the world. And let me tell you, it's a group that knows how to make things happen. We are artists and engineers and scientists and storytellers and entrepreneurs and innovators and dreamers. And today, you step proudly into that community. Wherever you're headed next, a new job, a new city, a new adventure, or maybe just a well-earned nap, Carnegie Mellon goes with you. It's there in your problem solving, your creativity, your resilience, your drive to make things better, faster, smarter, and yes, sometimes just a little bit weirder. That's a part of the magic too, I get it. So before you sprint into what's next, take a second. Look around. The faces, the stadium, this thing called the sun. We never see that here. Lock this moment in. This is your Carnegie Mellon story. And let's be honest, you know you're a true tartan when you hear bagpipes and you don't even blink. Some people race cars, we race glorified shopping carts. That's innovation. It's these quirks, these traditions, these memories that make this place and your time here unforgettable. When you come back in a few years, and you will, you'll see new buildings, new students, new dreams, but the spirit you helped build will still be here. Carnegie Mellon is a part of your story now. Kilts, rovers, breakthroughs, bagpipes, late night ideas, and more. And here's the best part. You're stepping into a network that's ready for you. There's a tartan in almost every major city on Earth, and at least 3 hiding in any given hackathon. Wherever you land, you'll find people that speak your language, share your energy, and know exactly what it means to keep your heart and your brain in the work. You're not just leaving today with a degree. You're leaving with momentum and a community behind you that's ready to cheer you on. Congratulations, class of 2025. You've earned every bit of this moment. We cannot wait to see what you do next. And now, it is my great honor to introduce this year's student speaker, Michael Aqua Harrison. Michael is graduating today with his Bachelor of Science degree with University Honors in Business Administration and a minor in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. He was recently named one of the top 100 best and brightest undergraduate business students in the nation by Poets and Quants. While at CMU, Michael has been a 4-year student athlete on the men's varsity basketball team, a resident assistant, and a leader in several business organizations within the Tepper School. He has also participated in carnival traditions, earning first place in the 2023 sweepstakes competition with the Pica Racing Team. Michael has completed internships in investment banking at JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley, and will be returning to Morgan Stanley following the graduation. Please join me in welcoming Michael.
Thank you, Joanna, for the warm welcome. And good morning to our friends, families, faculty, and fellow graduates. Today, we don't just celebrate a milestone. We honor the journey that brought us here, the hard work, the lasting memories, and the experiences that shaped who we've become. So before anything else, take a second. Let it all sink in. We made it to this incredible moment built on thousands of smaller moments. It feels like just yesterday that we arrived on Forbes Avenue as undergraduates, master's students, and PhD candidates, uncertain yet eager for what the next few years would bring. And as we worked to find our footing, we did get lost at times. Lost in the labyrinth of Wien Hall, lost navigating the ever-changing bus schedule, and lost in our first round of final exams. But we found our way, and we kept pushing forward through new challenges that inspired us to bring our very best. It was not always easy, but somewhere in the chaos, something remarkable happened. We grew, not just in knowledge or in skill, but in courage, character, and clarity about who we are and what we value. And we did it alongside some of the brightest minds in the world, peers and professors who push boundaries and redefine the limits of possibility. And in such exceptional community, it was natural at times to get lost in comparison, to measure ourselves by the numbers, titles, and accomplishments. But as we reflect on our time here, we've come to realize something far more important. Meaning isn't just in the metrics. It's in the moments, in the magic of becoming, the moments when we stepped outside of our comfort zones, when we dared to try something new, even before we felt ready. Maybe it was the first time you raised your hand in class, or the time you reached out to a mentor only to realize they were eager to help all along. The people we strive to become lie on the other side of those leaps, on the other side of taking the shot, sending the email, or stepping into the challenge that once felt impossible. And the magic wasn't found in perfection. It was in persevering and witnessing ourselves become greater than we thought possible. For me, some of those leaps came on the basketball court, in building a startup, and in doing something that I hadn't imagined just a few months ago, standing here addressing you all. Each of us has our own version of those leaps. Maybe it was a moment when you spoke up or chose authenticity instead of conforming, a time when you accepted an opportunity that felt beyond your ability, or simply a day when you showed up, even when everything in you wanted to quit. And if that isn't proof enough of just how far we've come together, just look around. The same faces that once looked lost and unsure on the first day now carry a quiet confidence reflective of the depth of our experience. Those experiences didn't just help us grow. They reshaped who we are and reminded us that life isn't just about the milestones. It's about who we become along the way. As we look ahead, we must recognize that the road forward will not come with the syllabus. There will be greater obstacles, unpredictable experiences, and more challenges that cause us to question if we're ready. But here's the thing. We've already faced those challenges, and we've proven that we can rise to meet them. So as we step into this next phase, keep taking those leaps, keep saying yes, and keep growing. We arrived as individuals, each on our own path, and now we leave transformed by every step of the journey that we've shared. Because the magic wasn't just in the milestones we reached or the achievements we earned. It was in the becoming. Congratulations, Carnegie Mellon class of 2025. Let's go forth carrying who we've become into all that lies ahead. Thank you.
Please welcome Carnegie Mellon's Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Jim Garrett.
Good morning. Wow, before I begin the next section of our program, I do want to acknowledge our amazing student speaker. Thank you for those inspiring words, Michael, and best wishes for your continued success and journey. Please join me again in congratulating Michael off the head. Excellent. As part of today's ceremony, we are honored to present special doctoral degrees to individuals who have had extraordinary impacts on the arts and humanities, business and technology, defense, and society. Recipients of these honorary degrees have reached preeminent levels of distinction in their fields, advancing knowledge, enriching culture, and improving the human condition. While you will learn about each recipient today, I invite you to view the full biographies of this year's honorees in the commencement program. Now, I will present the candidates and cite the achievements that merit this honor. Then President Johanian will award all candidates their degrees, and together they will receive their doctoral hoods. Will Edward Feigenbaum please come forward? Edward Feigenbaum, you are a computer science pioneer, a visionary researcher, a celebrated educator, and a fiercely dedicated Tartan. During your studies at Carnegie Mellon University, you earned an undergraduate degree in electrical engineering and a doctorate in industrial administration. Here, you accelerated under the mentorship of Nobel laureate Herbert Simon and developed one of the first computer models for human learning. This extraordinary beginning led to a remarkable career that has shaped and advanced the field of artificial intelligence as we know it today. Your teaching career began at the University of California, Berkeley, then to Stanford University, where your research interests shifted away from advancing the science of how humans think and toward the exploration of using technology to get computers to think. You are known as the father of expert systems and a pioneer in knowledge-based approaches to AI. This work has earned you the Turing Award and helped to illustrate the practical importance and commercial significance of AI technology, decades before the rest of the world followed suit. In fact, you literally crafted the Handbook of Artificial Intelligence. Through your teaching and research in higher education, your scholarship in computer science, your public service as chief scientist for the Air Force, and your entrepreneurial spirit as a Silicon Valley startup co-founder and consultant, your impact on your field and society at large is undeniable. Edward Feigenbaum, for your immense contributions to the fields of computer science and AI, and for your remarkable record of leadership in business and government and education, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science and Technology. Will Deborah Cass please come forward? Deborah Cass, you are an artist whose work explores the intersections of art history, the self, and popular culture to challenge both persistent stereotypes and the status quo. After graduating from Carnegie Mellon University's School of Art, you went to New York City and furthered your study and practice at the Whitney Independent Study Program and the Art Student League. In the 1990s, your The Art History Paintings exhibit explored both the art historical canon and the cultural identity of the time, a combination that resonated with viewers and catapulted your talents into the spotlight. In the decades since, your work has appeared in galleries across the nation and around the world, and a growing list of museums today, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the MoMA, the Whitney Museum of Art, and many others, have chosen your pieces for their permanent collections. Your beloved monumental Oi Yo sculpture is permanently installed in front of the Brooklyn Museum, the Cantor Arts Center at Stanford University, and the Weitzman Museum of American Jewish History in Philadelphia. Your brilliance and perspective have earned you numerous career honors, including recognition from the Albert Einstein Montefiore Women's Committee, the New York Foundation for the Arts, and the Carnegie Mellon Alumni Association, as well as a mid-career retrospective entitled Deborah Cass, Before and Happily Ever After, presented by the Andy Warhol Museum. You give of your time and expertise to the next generation of artists through lectures and panels. You serve as a visiting artist, including at institutions like Princeton University, the National Academy of Design, the Art Institute of Chicago, and the Rhode Island School of Design. And you contribute as a board member for organizations like the Sharp Willentis Studio Program and the Andy Warhol Foundation. Deborah Cass, for your esteemed contributions to arts and culture through works that examine the constructs of power, gender, and cultural representation, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Salman Khan please come forward? Sal Khan, you created a transformative educational tool that now connects millions of learners, regardless of their nationality, ability, or financial means, to a high-quality, personalized learning experience. After earning degrees in math, electrical engineering, and computer science from MIT, as well as an MBA from the Harvard Business School, you began tutoring family members remotely while working full-time as a financial analyst. In 2008, you turned that helpful hobby into Khan Academy, a nonprofit that aims to deliver a free, world-class education to learners around the world. Your approach allows students to master key concepts at a personalized pace before moving on to more complex challenges. Over your 2 decades as Khan Academy's founder and CEO, you have grown this hobby into a global platform serving over 180 million registered users. This content, available in 190 countries and more than 50 languages, includes free interactive lessons, teaching tools, and college prep resources, and is in use at more than 450 school districts across the United States. A true educational pioneer, you also launched an AI-powered teaching assistant called Khanmigo, opened a nonprofit brick-and-mortar K-12 school called the Khan Lab School, and established an online global school for middle and high school students called the Khan World School. You also launched Schoolhouse.World, which offers free live peer-to-peer tutoring. You have been named one of Time's 100 most influential people, and a number of media outlets, including 60 Minutes, CNN, and the New York Times, have shared your incredible story of impact. Sal Khan, for your outstanding entrepreneurial leadership, commitment to the common good, and unparalleled contributions to education, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Lip-Bu Tan please come forward? Lip-Bu Tan, you are a veteran in the semiconductor industry, as well as a widely respected venture capitalist who has both led and invested in some of the world's greatest technology companies. Your academic career includes earning an undergraduate degree in physics from Nanyang Technological University, a master's in nuclear engineering from MIT, and an MBA from the University of San Francisco. Your professional career spans over 35 years in venture capitalism, with 2 decades spent at Cadence Design Systems, including 12 as the company's CEO. At Cadence, you led a transformative shift towards customer-centric innovation, more than doubling the company's revenue and significantly increasing its impact and reach. In March of this year, you assumed the role of CEO of Intel Corporation, adding to your professional titles as chairman and founder of Walden International. At Walden, you brought the U.S. venture capital concept to Asia, ultimately investing in industries related to semiconductors, AI, and cloud infrastructure. Today, you also serve as the founding managing partner of Celesta Capital and Walden Catalyst Ventures, which are global firms that manage more than $5 billion in assets. Your board memberships include serving on the Board of Trustees here at Carnegie Mellon, where your sons Andrew and Elliot jointly earned 4 engineering degrees. That's impressive. That's right. Your career achievements are many, including recognition as a top 10 venture capitalist in China by Zero to IPO, and a top 50 venture capitalist on the Forbes Midas list, and earning the Semiconductor Industry Association's highest honor, the Robert N. Noyce Award. Lip-Bu Tan, for your visionary leadership in the technology industry, your exceptional record of guiding and growing new companies, and your achievements as a venture capitalist, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science and Technology.
Edward Feigenbaum, Deborah Cass, Sal Khan, Lip-Bu Tan, by virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these honorary degrees upon you with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Please be seated. Thank you. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for today's commencement, Sal Khan. As you just heard moments ago from our provost, Sal has had an extraordinary career lifting up others and leveraging technology for the greater good. Sal is a visionary educator and the founder and CEO of Khan Academy, a nonprofit dedicated to making a free world-class education accessible to all. So how many of you have used Khan Academy? Let's hear it. There you go, Sal. Over the years, Sal has grown Khan Academy into a ubiquitous, personalized learning platform that engages hundreds of school districts nationwide, and as you just heard, 180 million registered users around the world. The global reach of Khan Academy is truly extraordinary. Sal has spent his career rethinking in big and bold ways what's possible at the intersection of technology and education. In fact, Sal is so passionate about education that after he agreed to serve as our commencement speaker, he insisted on doing his own homework. Last week, he hosted a Zoom session with any CMU student who wanted to join and set no rules about where the discussion led. This was a very first for a university. No other commencement speaker has asked to speak with the students to help prepare for their speech. And yet, once you spend time with Sal and see his deep love of learning in action, it's hardly surprising. Sal's professional portfolio extends beyond Khan Academy, as you heard. Last year, he released his second book, Brave New Words, which Bill Gates described as a timely masterclass for anyone interested in the future of learning in the AI era. He also launched a brick-and-mortar K-12 school, online global school for middle and high school students, and an online peer-to-peer tutoring network known as schoolhouse.world. Sal, your commitment to leveraging technology to revolutionize access and improve learning outcomes is truly unparalleled. Thank you for all that you do to ignite and advance the power of knowledge in this world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our commencement speaker, Sal Khan.
Well, thank you so much, President Jahanian, for that very warm introduction. It's an incredible honor to be here with all of you today. Over the years, I have found many kindred spirits in your community, several of which have been part of the Khan Academy team. I'm also excited, we're going to make a little announcement, that on Monday we'll publicly announce a partnership between Carnegie Mellon and Schoolhouse.world, a sister nonprofit to Khan Academy that provides free live tutoring over Zoom via vetted and trained volunteers. Together, we're launching, yes, clap. Together, we're launching a program through the Leonard Gelfand Center for Service Learning and Outreach that empowers Carnegie Mellon students to tutor high school students from around the world in math and earn college credit for it. We're building even more bridges. Starting this fall, Carnegie Mellon will begin recognizing Schoolhouse.world portfolios, which include academic certifications and tutoring accolades, as part of the undergraduate admission process. This is a way for anyone on the planet, from a young woman in Afghanistan who doesn't have access to traditional credentials, to an inner city student in America who is teaching themselves calculus on Khan Academy, to prove what they know and gain admission to top universities like this one. And a lot of credit to the leadership at Carnegie Mellon. I've pitched these ideas to many places, but this place is actually executing, so huge kudos. As President Jahanian mentioned, I had a great conversation with some of you graduates over Zoom a couple of weeks ago, and I think I got a sense of where your hopes and fears are. Based on that, I'm hoping to share a few ideas or themes that can be of use in your adventures to come. The first and most fundamental theme, and actually some of the previous speakers have already touched on this, is to develop your own sense of what gives you joy and meaning, not ones projected on you by culture, marketing, friends, or family. We are all very impressionable, more so than we usually admit to ourselves. That is why there are billions of marketing dollars spent every year to convince us that our lives would be awesome if we just serve the right beverage, wear the right clothes, and drive the right car. There are lists of the richest or most influential people. 24-hour news obsesses on heads of states and CEOs. Magazines focus on the looks, wealth, and fame of celebrities. Our social media feeds are full of our friends' promotion announcements and beautiful family vacations. All of this collectively programs our minds to imagine what success looks like and what we might want to pursue to make us happy. Some of this is natural and even reasonable in moderation. It is easier to measure and compare things that can be quantified. Net worth, GPA, degrees, papers published, square footage, social media following, awards won. We are social animals, and it is baked into our psyches to care what others think of us. I definitely do. Some level of material comfort and recognition is important. It is stressful if you can't make ends meet, or you feel underappreciated or taken for granted. Money and credibility can also be tools to make an impact. Neither Carnegie Mellon nor Khan Academy would exist without philanthropists who have used their wealth to support causes they care about. But beyond a point, there are diminishing returns for what money and recognition alone do directly for your happiness. Meaning and contentment, which are arguably what we should care about, are much harder to quantify. There is no Forbes list of the 500 happiest people on earth. If there were, I suspect that many of them would be people we've never heard of. But they would all generally have an amazing community of friends and family, feel valued, have solid health that allows them to be active outdoors, and feel a strong sense of purpose and creative expression, likely by giving joy and support to others. They probably laugh a lot, experience awe and wonder at the mystery of the universe, tend to see the glass half full, and don't take themselves too seriously. Most would likely have a base level of financial security, but I suspect a good number would have far less material wealth than many of us. I am not suggesting that you shouldn't aim high in the traditional sense. If anything, I think you should aim higher than any group that has ever lived. However, understand that wealth, power, and influence are a means to a greater end, maximizing your positive impact on yourself, your loved ones, and the world, not ends in themselves that overshadow what truly matters. Your happiness will not be driven by them. Some of you already have a pretty good sense of how you'd like to impact the world, but you might not know how to manifest it. For most of you, it will be a process of discovery. The important thing is to be as self-aware as possible of where you derive meaning. If someone told me this when I was in your seats, I would have been a little skeptical. I would have thought, impact and meaning sounds nice, but I have real worries. I have college loans to pay. I don't know if my academic success will translate to career success. The world can wait while I put my head down and establish myself. And I wouldn't have been wrong, which takes me to the second theme. Keep chipping away while being comfortable with the tensions in life. For example, between the realistic and the aspirational, or the joyful and the hard. We tend to avoid tension, but it is actually healthy to embrace it. Every adventure has a perceived trade-off between the safe and the risky. Every journey has moments of discomfort, stress, and uncertainty. If you persist, you'll see the pattern that most of these moments of tension resolve as long as you thoughtfully keep trying to move forward. You don't run away from discomfort, and you run through doors of opportunity that will inevitably crack open through luck, hard work, and staying in the game. Over time, you'll make more progress than you thought possible as long as, once again, you keep trying to move forward. Thoughtful inaction is often the wisest way to go, but don't get paralyzed by indecision or fear. Avoidance will lead to the worst outcomes. Early in your career, you should be willing to put your head down, build your skills, make yourself useful to others, start saving some money, and establish yourself. But over the long term, don't take for granted the importance of your health, relationships, community, and having outlets for your passions. As you build up your resources and skills while investing in the people you care about in your dreams, you may see that the tension between the realistic and the aspirational can get resolved. Once again, if you stay focused on what truly matters to you. For me, one of the most difficult times of my life was the year after I graduated. From almost the first day of work at a big tech company, exactly 3 days after graduation, I felt a very real tension. Industry didn't operate with the same intellectual rigor or idealism I'd found in school. Interactions in the workplace felt transactional and shallow compared to the late-night, deep, or silly conversations with classmates in dorm hallways. It wasn't obvious to me that anything I did really mattered. I felt like a cog in a big machine that frankly might have a surplus of cogs. I had so much hope and energy, but I just didn't know where to point it. I missed my friends. I missed engaging in big ideas. I was worried that I was squandering my youth, neither having a ton of fun nor being on the fast track to making my dent in the universe. I tell you all this not to scare you, but to validate what you might feel soon. That sensation that despite all your education, intellect, creativity, and opportunities, something feels off, that you're not fulfilling your potential or living your best life. Fortunately, I did keep chipping away. After joining a few failed startups and taking shelter from the dot-com bust back in 2000 by going to business school, I switched careers and found myself at a 2-person hedge fund, after getting rejected by about 30 hedge funds before that. I was prepared to put my head down and work 60 or 70 hours a week to prove myself, but I got lucky. On the second day of work, after the markets closed, my boss, Dan, told me to go home. I said, "Yes, Dan, I will work from home." He said, "No, Sal, our job as investors is to make a few good decisions a year and avoid a bunch of bad ones. You should rest and have other interests. That will make you a more creative investor, and you'll avoid falling into the trap of overanalysis or getting attached to your positions." Dan's push gave me the time and space to offer tutoring help to my 12-year-old cousin Nadia when she needed it 21 years ago. Word spread in the family that free tutoring was going on, and I ended up working with 5 to 10 cousins and family friends. I began to fiddle with software and videos for them to provide extra support. Before I knew it, people who are not my cousins were using the resources. People from all over the world began sending me incredible stories of how the nascent Khan Academy was helping them. Dan was right. Having space in my life for my family and passions allowed me to bring more energy, not less, and more creativity to my investment work. The world even converged in 2007 when I started making Khan Academy videos explaining capital markets. I still remember the letter from an investment banker who told me, "Thank you so much for the video on mortgage-backed securities. I now know what I do for a living." Those of you who are old enough might recognize there was a bit of foreshadowing, but it felt great to be needed. But soon, this project began to tug hard on my mind share. A few VCs came out of the woodwork and even offered funding for me to quit my day job and set up Khan Academy as a for-profit. But this was one of those moments where recognizing what truly gave me joy and meaning was essential. I appreciate financial comfort as much as anyone. After all, I was working at a hedge fund, which is about as for-profit as it gets. But I already recognized that I got much more meaning from a random person halfway across the world telling me how I had helped them than any bonus check. A home run as a for-profit would be to get acquired or go public. Nothing wrong with that, and many for-profits, some of which you will start, will create huge benefits for us all. But and as one guy in a walk-in closet, perhaps a little bit delusionally, thought that a home run for a not-for-profit Khan Academy might be even more epic. It would be to create a new type of institution that could persist for generations and serve millions, if not billions of people. Perhaps it could accelerate learning outcomes in traditional classrooms, while also being a safety net for the billions who don't have access to education at all. And this takes us to the last and final theme I hope to share. Be optimistic and bold. Yes, there is a lot to worry about in the world. The state of democracy, polarization, global conflicts. The biggest wild card is artificial intelligence. It will cause economic displacement. It is already driving fraud and misinformation. It may even pose a threat to our freedom and security. But given your gifts and place in the world, you're in a position to not just observe how things play out, but to shape it. AI and other technologies are neither good nor evil. They amplify human intent. Fire can be used to destroy or to keep warm. Knives can be used to harm or to craft. Likewise, AI can amplify the negative intent of crooks, or it can amplify the positive intent of artists, researchers, policymakers, and educators. Whether it drives us to a more dystopian or a more utopian world isn't a flip of a coin. It depends on what you, people with creativity, intellect, credibility, and positive intent, do with it. And there are far, far more good people in the world than bad. If we collectively lean in and take action, there's a lot to be excited about. You are the ones who can guide how this technology shapes our future, not just as technologists, but as scientists, policymakers, artists, entrepreneurs, educators, and citizens. I often cite Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. How many of you have read the Foundation series, Isaac? Okay, a few. All right, now you know what you're doing next weekend. Which I first read in 7th grade as something of an inspiration for Khan Academy. I'm not giving away the story, this is just the premise. The Foundation takes place 30,000 years in the future. Humanity has colonized the galaxy under the rule of a centralized empire. An academic, Harry Seldon, pioneers a new field of study that can statistically predict large-scale historic change. It shows him that the empire will soon enter a phase of decline, with a 10,000-year dark age, 10,000 years of lost knowledge, disease, war, and famine. His science shows that it can't be stopped, but it could be shortened. To do so, he sets up a foundation to collect and disseminate the galaxy's knowledge, culture, and technology to shorten those dark ages to 1,000 years. Even in middle school, I was inspired by the idea of doing things on that scale, and it helped me appreciate that a civilization is not defined by armies, statues, or pillared buildings, but by what goes on in people's heads, knowledge, ideas, and norms. This is a moment for all of you to think in similarly epic terms. You're graduating from Carnegie Mellon. You will have more tools and opportunities than 99.9% of the people who have ever lived on this planet. Yes, you will face many moments of frustration and rejection, but these are part of the adventure. So build yourself up, secure your foundation, reflect on and invest in what gives you meaning, keep chipping away through the ups and the downs, and recognize that you are living in an epic science fiction story, one that will change the course of history, and you have the chance to write a better ending. Congratulations, class of 2025, onward.
Well, Sal, I got to tell you, the work you've done is truly epic. And thank you for inspiring our graduates this morning. Your career and leadership sets an incredible example for the class of 2025. We're so thrilled to be partnering, of course, with Schoolhouse to expand educational pathways for students everywhere. I know together we'll be able to open more doors to life-changing, high-quality learning opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in once again congratulating and thanking Sal for everything he's done. Sal, thank you. To the class of 2025, each of you has left an indelible mark on this community. You've learned deeply and daily inside and outside the classroom. You demonstrated that interdisciplinary learning and collaboration in the 21st century looks like. Creative, daring, and full of unexpected discoveries. And along the way, you gained a stronger sense of community and developed lifelong friendships. You made extraordinary contributions to your field of study and to our university. You conceived new worlds of design, art, and humanities, and you advanced cutting-edge technologies like AI and robotics. Your research forged new ground in science, engineering, business, and policy. You stood up to hate and prejudice in all forms, and you thoughtfully engaged with one another about the ongoing geopolitical crises through our Deeper Conversation programming. You continued beloved campus traditions like Scotch and Soda, Sweepstake, Booth, and Lunar Gala. You were among the first students to break in our new Highmark Center for Health, Wellness, and Athletics. You also competed fiercely as student athletes, earning All-American honors and bids to national tournaments. You became conference champions in football, cross-country, and track and field. You're also NCAA national champions in swimming, teams golf, men's golf, and women's teams golf. I'm going to pause so you can applaud. You also opened Family Space, which is dedicated to serving graduate students and their children on campus. You were role models for your peers, lobbying on Capitol Hill to support research funding, register voters, and serving as orientation counselors, peer health advocates, RAs, and Tartan ambassadors, and so much more. Now it's time to unleash your energy and skills on the vast opportunities ahead of you. Before we confer your degrees, and that's coming, it's tradition for the President to deliver a charge to graduates, a final set of instructions for how to maximize the power of your newly minted CMU degrees. My charge today has 3 guiding principles, but before I get there, you should do everything Sal told you to do. First, be relentless in your pursuit of knowledge. Being essentially educated is not about getting a degree and then sitting back. The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong commitment. Don't be afraid to expand your horizons and embrace adventures. And when the landscape shifts beneath you, make the world your classroom, your canvas, your laboratory, and your stage. As a lifelong learner, you will have the opportunity to bring others along with you in your journey. Think about all the people who contributed to your success today and remember to enrich lives of others in the same way. Second, seek out perspectives other than your own. In a world that seems to be increasingly divided, it's even more important than ever to forge common ground. Be open to exploring different points of view, which will help you create better ideas and stronger solutions. And be prepared for the fact that along the way, you will encounter ideas that will challenge you. It may be difficult and uncomfortable to consider these perspectives, but ideas are not defeated by suppression. They are defeated by better and more persuasive ideas. I urge you to embrace the power of free speech and to commit yourselves to the arduous task of building bridges of understanding through civil discourse. This work is foundational to our democracy, and vital to building bridges of understanding. My third and final piece of advice today is believing in your power to change the world, very much along the lines of what Sal shared with you. In recognition of CMU's 125th anniversary, this final charge draws from the life and words of Andrew Carnegie, who founded Carnegie Tech to educate sons and daughters of steelworkers. Andrew Carnegie's journey from an immigrant arriving in the United States with almost nothing to one of the most influential industrialists and philanthropists in history was rooted in several core values. He believed in access and opportunity and was a champion for the transformative power of education, as well as the role of science and technology as drivers of economic growth. He advocated for taking an internationalist view of world affairs and promoted the cause of peace throughout his life. And he believed strongly in capitalism's value to modern society, yet he advocated that capitalism should be tempered by a spirit of public service. Andrew Carnegie's ideals are even more relevant today and hold important lessons for our future, for all of you, for all of us. They continue to shape Carnegie Mellon's mission, and I want to close with Carnegie's own words, delivered during his last visit to Carnegie Tech campus. This was more than a century ago, just 3 months after the start of World War I, a war that he worked very hard, but in vain, to prevent. During a speech he gave to Carnegie Tech students that day, he shared the following advice, and I quote, "Don't think so much about money and success. Focus instead on using your knowledge and skill to make a contribution. Make life better for your family, for your city, your country, and yourself. You are here to make an impact for good on the world around you." End of quote. Graduates, you each carry the spirit of this institution and its founder. Use your knowledge, wield your voice, stay curious, have faith in yourself and the good that you can bring to others. Your lifelong relationship with Carnegie Mellon is just beginning, and we can't wait to see where it takes you. Once again, on behalf of the entire Carnegie Mellon community, congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thank you, President Johanian, for those inspiring and encouraging words. I, too, am so proud of our class of 2025. During your time here, you have persevered and achieved so much, and I have great confidence in each of your futures. I know that you will continue to inspire us with extraordinary accomplishments in everything that you aspire to do. We will now begin the formal conferral degrees for the students in the class of 2025 who have duly completed the requirements of their programs to the satisfaction and approval of their faculty members. This conferral is a special opportunity to understand the incredible breadth and depth of the unique educational environment at Carnegie Mellon, including our many interdisciplinary pursuits, minors, and areas of expertise that make this institution so distinctive and this graduating class so exceptional. In addition to those graduating here in Pittsburgh, we are pleased today to officially confer bachelor's degrees to students graduating from Carnegie Mellon University in Qatar. These students earned bachelor's degrees from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, the Mellon College of Science, the School of Computer Science, and the Tepper School of Business. Mike Trick, Dean of CMU Qatar, is with us today. And Dean Trick, will you please stand and be recognized? Now I want to begin by acknowledging the achievements of this year's group of doctoral candidates. These outstanding scholars are receiving their academic hoods during the department diploma ceremonies throughout the weekend. In earning their doctorates, they have made a commitment to a life of scholarly pursuits and have reaffirmed the importance and prominence of Carnegie Mellon as one of the nation's premier research universities. I invite the doctoral degree candidates to please rise if you are able and be recognized. Thank you for being here. Candidates, I'm now going to give you some directions on how this next part will work. Those who are able, please stand when your dean asks the undergraduate and graduate degree candidates from your college to rise and be recognized. And when they do, let's hear you make some noise. When all schools and colleges have been recognized, I will then ask all students to again stand if they are able, at which time President Johanian will formally confer your degrees. So here we go. I will now call on the dean of each school and college to present its candidates for degrees. President Johanian, please join me by the lectern. To begin, I call upon Bill Sanders, the Dr. William D. and Nancy W. Strecker, Dean of the College of Engineering. This is Dean Sanders' last commencement at CMU before he moves on to be president at RIT. Congratulations and thank you, Dean Sanders.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will the candidates from the College of Engineering who are able please rise and make some noise? I am pleased to represent the College of Engineering, where it focuses on real-world challenges of both scientific and practical importance. We drive breakthrough thinking and results that will transform the intellectual and economic vitality of our community, the nation, and the world. As engineers, we aim to build the physical world that we all want to live in and that we all can thrive in. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the College of Engineering. Will the new College of Engineering graduates please be seated?
I now call upon Mary Ellen Poole, the Stanley and Marcia Gumberg Dean of the College of Fine Arts.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will all my beautiful, loud candidates from the College of Fine Arts who are able please rise? I am pleased to represent the dignity of the College of Fine Arts. As our distinguished alumna, Dr. Deborah Cass, said yesterday, now history has called us as artists and as citizens to defend freedom itself, to fight fire with fire. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the College of Fine Arts. the new graduates of the College of Fine Arts please be seated?
I now call upon Richard Chinas, the Best Family Dean of the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will all the candidates from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences who are able please rise and make some real noise? I am so pleased to represent the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, where our work at the intersection of humanity, yes, we study humans, the intersection of humanity and technology prepares our graduates to collaborate across disciplinary boundaries and address society's most complex problems. We do work that matters. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. And will the Dietrich College candidates and graduates please be seated?
I now call upon Ramaya Krishnan, the Dean of the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy. This is Dean Krishnan's last commencement after 17 years of service as Dean of the Heinz College. Thank you, Krishnan, for your extraordinary service, and congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will all the candidates from the Heinz College who are able, please rise. You're so dignified, but you can make some noise. I'm pleased to represent the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy, where we develop the next generation of leaders at the intersection of people, policy, and technology, and hold true to our founding vision to educate students for intelligent action, much in need today. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the master's and doctoral degree candidates from the Heinz College. Will the new Heinz College graduates please be seated?
I now call upon Barbara Shin Cunningham, the Glenn DeVries Dean of the Mellon College of Science. This is Dean Shin Cunningham's first commencement as our new Dean of the Mellon College of Science.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will the candidates from the Mellon College of Science who are able to please rise and make some noise? I am thrilled to represent the Mellon College of Science, where we are revolutionizing scientific research and education for the 21st century, and, by the way, making groundbreaking discoveries that will take us into the 22nd. 10 Nobel laureates have called the Mellon College of Science home, and our graduates will continue this legacy of groundbreaking scientific discovery that benefits mankind and makes a difference in the world. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Mellon College of Science. Will the new Mellon College of Science graduates please be seated?
I now call upon Marshall Hébert, the Dean of the School of Computer Science.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will all the candidates from the School of Computer Science please rise? I am pleased to represent the School of Computer Science, which began as one of the first computer science departments and today is the international renowned birthplace of wireless networks, of search engine, of artificial intelligence, of autonomous vehicles, and we are just getting started. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the School of Computer Science. Will the new School of Computer Science graduates please be seated?
I now call upon Isabelle Bajeux, the Dean of the Tepper School of Business.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. Will the candidates from the Tepper School who are able to please rise and make a lot of noise? I am pleased to represent the Tepper School of Business, where our legacy includes the invention of management science, and our future is to shape and lead the intelligent business. Today, we prepare our graduates to lead as they successfully unlock the intelligent future. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Tepper School of Business. Will the new Tepper School graduates please be seated?
Carnegie Mellon is proud to lead the world in interdisciplinary research and education and nurture several university-wide inter-college and joint degree programs within our university. On behalf of all of the deans and program directors, I will now present the candidates for degrees from these special programs. Will all of the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates in our interdisciplinary programs please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting these candidates from our university-wide inter-college and joint degree programs. You're welcome to make noise as well. I now ask these students to remain standing and invite students from all of CMU's colleges to stand once again if they are able. President Johanian, these candidates from the class of 2025 have successfully completed all of the requirements to receive their degrees. On behalf of the university's faculty, I now ask that their degrees be conferred.
Well, first of all, thank you, Provost Garrett. Thank you for your leadership. I neglected to say that the commencement tradition is that the provost is responsible for the weather. So let's thank our provost for this magnificent letter. Graduates, are you ready? By the virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Today, we are proud to officially call you the Class of 2025 CMU alumni. Congratulations. What a marvelous sight. So before we wrap up, all around campus, I'm often asked to take selfies with the students. And many of you have done this. So I want to ask you a favor. Can I take a selfie with you? Well, let's do it. It's going to take a second, but let's do it. We're gonna do a couple of them because it's a pretty big crowd. The students can get in right here. Okay. All of you graduates. This side, are you ready? All right, let's go to that side. Well, be sure to check out at CMU Farnham to see how it all turned out. Once again, congratulations on all of your outstanding accomplishments. Let's hear it one more time for our graduating Tartans. Congratulations.